give yourself a real thrill.
What's going on, guys? This is Carl with the RacerRed channel. I'm all loaded up and I'm going to Yellowstone National Park right now. Should take me about 8 hours to get there, 8 or 9 hours. And that's if I just keep riding. So I'm counting on probably about a 10-hour trip today. So I've got my handy dandy charger on this side. I got the phone on the other side for a little bit of navigation. Yeah, it should be a fun trip. Apparently there's been a forest fire between here and Stanley, so there's a pilot car apparently. This bike has been amazing. I love riding this thing. It's so smooth on the road. Maintenance intervals on this, per the factory specifications, are 3,500 miles per oil change, which is like a car basically. I don't know how this bike can possibly go 3,500 miles between oil changes, but I don't think that I will put it through that personally. I'll probably change the oil at least every 2,000 miles. Anyways, I've been wanting to go to Yellowstone for a while. It's a beautiful area up there, and I've seen a couple friends on Facebook go there, and they've got beautiful pictures, so I wanted to go visit. It's gonna be cold here pretty soon, so I want to take a motorcycle ride there, get that adventure in while I can do it this year. But as you can see, there is a lot of smoke up this canyon, and it really doesn't seem to matter which direction you go. You're just gonna run into smoke. There's been fires up in Cambridge, there's been fires up here. I just hope that once we get to Yellowstone, it's kind of dispersed. At least I hope to at least be able to see when we get up to Yellowstone. Riding up through the canyon here. It gives it a different look with all this smoke. Kind of looks post-apocalyptic, otherworldly. But this road right here is kind of why I got the DRZ400S. Because this thing just loves this stuff. Just cruises right up the canyon. Oh, he's slowing way down here. I hope these bugs haven't got my camera too bad. That's the trouble, you can never tell. Alongside this road, as you can see, the road is all scarred up, and alongside it there's just a ton of rock. They've cut this road just straight through the mountain, and falling rock is a real big problem here in Idaho because we have such rugged terrain. You can see the big nets they put up on the sides here just to try to catch some of those gigantic boulders. But the road is all patched up and scarred up from all these falling massive boulders. Wish I could remember exactly where it was. I think it was up past Cambridge. But this year, a gigantic rock slide was caught on camera, and it was just devastating. I don't even know if it's cleared yet, but when a rock is that big, it can't be easy to remove, that's for sure. But I do remember they said that road was closed for a while. That was only a couple months ago, I think. These roads are windy. These are good roads. For a regular vehicle, these can be kind of annoying because you just want to get to where you're going and you have to slow down and slam on the brakes. And I've been on this road many times with my truck and it's not the same. this campground off to my left is where I park to do the Deadwood Ridge Trail. Actually, the trail's right there. It starts up that ridge. And this is generally about as far as I go on a normal ride, as far as trucking my dirt bike around. Anything beyond this point is pretty much a special occasion type ride, where I'm doing a planned trip to somewhere special. Alright, well this is Loman right here. Stanley, 57 miles. Man, one of the struggles with taking a trip like this is it really takes a lot of forethought as far as what you're going to pack. I like to take some jogging shoes. I actually have a pair of jogging shoes that are really lightweight and compact. I have no idea where they are, so I threw some full-size shoes in my backpack. They're really clunky. I don't know if I should have done that. That's a lot of room in my backpack utilized for shoes. It's hard to tell exactly what to bring though. I'm going to be out here for a few days, so I'm bringing 3 days of clothes, toiletries, and for me personally, I need a lot of cameras because I do the YouTube thing. So I wanted to show you guys my handlebar setup that I've got going on here. I don't know if it's the best, but it works for me. I don't like wiring into the bike's battery. So what I have is a portable battery right here that is mounted with a phone mount. I just threw some electrical tape around it. And then I put some electrical tape on the bar, crossbar right here, and stuck it straight into my cell phone. And this is 10,000 milliamp, I believe, so it's capable of fully charging the phone about 4 times. So I shouldn't even have to remove this from my handlebars during this trip. I think this setup's pretty handy. I really like these phone mounts as well. They're the rubber mounted ones. I think they're like the Night Eyes. I'll leave a link to this particular mount in my description of the video. But I've been using these pretty much all year this year. And I've used a bunch of different styles. And everything has broken or fallen off or failed. This one just works really well. One thing I will say about it is you shouldn't mount it directed to the handlebar to where it's mounted around the round part of the handlebar, I guess. I always look for a part of the handlebar that is it's hard to explain, but I like to wrap it around something other than just the handlebar. That way it doesn't have a round surface to rotate on. If you do that, it won't rotate around on you. I'm going to probably add a zip tie to it just to be sure, because it is just rubber mounted and has kind of a belt buckle style rubber latch on it. So I'm gonna throw a zip tie around there eventually just to make sure things don't fall off. Alright, we're back on the road after a quick break. There are a couple rules that I follow when riding on the street that kind of help me keep from dying. The 2-second rule is one of those. And that's one of the rules that pilots actually follow as well. It's where when you are distracted, then you are distracted for no longer than 2 seconds. So if you have to look down at your phone or whatever, 2 seconds is the max. One thing that I do is I'll look up ahead and make sure there are no oncoming cars before I look down to mess with any of my instruments. And that makes it to where if I do happen to swerve over, I'm not going to get on a head-on collision, because a head-on collision would not be a good time on a motorcycle or any other vehicle for that matter. Everybody thinks it can't happen to them until it does. You're just one mistake away from tragedy. To really make sure that you keep your trip fun by just making good choices, really. That's where those jets flew over the top of me in that dirt bike video. There are these weird piles of wood to my left here. They are everywhere in the forest. So strange. If anybody knows what the heck is going on with these, leave a comment for sure. Alright, here's the, looks like there's going to be a pilot car up here. Fire activity ahead, the sign says. Stanley's 18 miles. Well, this is still smoking. Alright, I'm entering Stanley, Idaho. Look at the smoke. Crazy. I actually just hiked that canyon over there into the Sawtooth. I think it's called Iron Creek Trail. Hiked up into Alpine Lake, and then Stanley Lake is up above, or no, Sawtooth Lake is up above that one. Alright, we're going up through Lower Stanley right now. We're going to be heading on up through Mackay, which I think is the highest point in Idaho, or the highest town. Could be wrong. There are a lot of cool little hotels around here. That one over there seems pretty sweet. Right on the edge of that little river. One of the things I always bring with me on long trips like this is my textile icon jacket. I've had this textile jacket since I was like 18 years old. And it's comfortable, I like it. Really protects me from the weather. And if I put a sweatshirt on underneath of it, it's really, really comfortable, just about in any weather condition. I don't know how many miles this jacket has gone though. Probably 100,000 miles. Some school buses. That'd be pretty cool to convert a school bus into an adventure mobile. I was talking to a buddy of mine about that. He converted his bus, and the downfall of converting a school bus into an adventure mobile is top speed is lacking, and they aren't really designed to live in, obviously, so they don't have, it's hard to keep the whole thing cool. And it's, there are some challenges for sure, but I think all in all, a school bus is a good way to go, and I've really been considering it. Heck of a lot better than buying an RV when it's all said and done, really. You get a low mileage school bus and convert it, you're looking at probably 20 grand. You get a comparable RV, you're looking at 100 grand. But I'm still all in on the ambulance idea. I'm still looking for an ambulance, and I really want to convert one. There's a bald eagle right there. Wow. Looking right at me. That's cool.